Have you ever wondered, why are some people, all living on the same planet, all with 24 hours in a day, yet some people keep winning? Not only do they make more money, but they seem to understand something that the rest of us don't see. The answer, it's not luck. It's not background. It's not IQ. It's something almost invisible, how they think. Rich people don't think like the rest of us. They don't see life in a linear way. Instead, they've developed a strange, but incredibly effective way of thinking that most people have never been taught. Let's start with the first difference, thinking in systems rather than results. The average person asks, how do I make $100,000? The rich ask, how do I build a system that generates $100,000 over and over again every year, without having to work all day? The difference is depth. One focuses on the destination. The other focuses on the process and how to replicate it. Rich people think like engineers. They don't dive in and think. They sit down, draw a map. They calculate leverage, resources, time. For them, everything is an ecosystem where every part needs to work together. For the majority, work is just work and work, plow and plow. The next difference, rich people believe in the long game, while the majority is only looking for quick wins. Have you noticed? Whenever there is a new trend, crypto, real estate, hot stocks, the crowd rushes in. They think, how can I make money fast? Rich people either got in early when no one was paying attention, or they stayed out, observing, planning for the next round. They are not driven by the fear of missing out. They understand that real money is not in winning big, it's in winning consistently. That's why rich people invest in what others ignore: skills, networks, personal brands, and systems that work over the long term. They don't play to win once. They build to win forever. And if you think, someone must have shown them the right path, you're only half right. Because most rich people teach themselves how to think by observing, failing, adjusting, and constantly asking, what game am I playing? And what are the real rules? They understand something that most people ignore. The world doesn't operate on a fair playing field. It operates on the rules of those who understand how to play. Average people avoid risk. Rich people seek it out. Not because they're reckless. Because they understand, behind every risk lies an opportunity that the majority does not have the patience or courage to see. You can call it guts, but in fact, it is a trained thinking model. Probability thinking, not right or wrong. Most people think in terms of, will this work? Only two options, win or lose. But the rich do not think that way. They ask themselves, what is the probability of success? And if I fail, what will I lose? If I succeed, what will I gain? When the majority looks at an investment opportunity and says, it's too risky, I'm not sure, the rich silently weigh, can I lose at most 1%, but if I win, will I make 10 times more? If the answer is yes, they play. Because it's simple, a series of smart decisions based on probability will always win in the long run. It's not luck. It's math. But to get this mindset, they have to overcome a big barrier, the fear of being wrong. The majority are afraid of failure. The rich learn from it. The average person sees mistakes as the end. The rich see mistakes as feedback, not failure. They process the data, adjust their strategy, and move on. They understand, winning and losing are just waves, and the target is the trend line. And here's another model, strange but extremely practical. The asymmetry mindset, not playing the balance game, but playing the balance game. It's like a guy who buys an old abandoned house, while everyone else is shaking their heads. He fixes a few things, renovates a little, and the house increases in value 5 times. Why? Because when others see trash, they see untapped potential. They look for places where the market is mispriced. They live in the skew zone, where the rewards are much greater than the risks. And here's another secret. The rich don't look for answers. They look for perspective. While you're busy asking, what's right? They're asking, who's seeing it wrong? The same event, the same market, the same news, the rich dig deeper by asking, what are people missing here? It's the mindset of someone who can see in the middle of the stream, who sees opportunities not with their eyes, but by connecting the dots in their mind. And this isn't a gift. It's a skill, honed through experience, observation, and a survival principle. Don't chase the obvious. Learn to read the unseen. In a noisy world where everyone is rushing after something, money, fame, recognition, the rich often choose to stand aside and observe. Not because they don't care, but because they understand a simple but profound color. Whoever controls their emotions controls the game. While most people are pulled along by their emotions like a boat in a whirlpool, the rich have learned to redesign their own internal maps. They don't just practice their skills, they restructure their thinking. One of the strangest ways rich people think is, don't react, but actively navigate. Instead of reacting to news, to market fluctuations, to what others say, they stop and ask, am I acting rationally, or am I just motivated by fear or greed? The average person makes decisions in a state of emotional control. The rich learn to step back. They know that 90% of financial mistakes come from two emotions, fear and greed. So they build themselves a mental filter to check every action before taking it. And they also understand, life is not a race of who is faster, but who is sober enough not to be dragged into a race that is not meant for them. There is a thinking model that rich people always use, which sounds simple, but very few people apply. The mindset of designing the game, not playing by the rules set by others. While most people are dragged into the game set by society, working 40 years to retire, looking for stability, living by standards, rich people sit back and ask themselves, is this game worth playing? Can I create a new game where I write the rules? So they start building business models, platforms, brands, where they can work their way, set their own rules, and most importantly, escape dependence. Escape dependence on time, on the boss, on trends, into anything they can't control. And the most important thing, they're not any better than anyone else in their starting point. They're just different in how they see themselves. Average people think of themselves as opportunity seekers. Rich people think of themselves as opportunity creators. It's a small difference, but it opens up a whole new world.